development commissions. And the people of the Niger Delta have been protesting that, look, the NDDC is not exactly a regional development commission. The people of the Middle Belt have been saying they don't have a regional development commission. They probably have HYPADEC, HYPADEC, but that is not exactly the same, as the Northeast Development Commission or other development commissions. What do you think? Do you think that ministry, now expanded, will have the capacity to address the concerns of these various stakeholders who are saying, well, they may have been, unwittingly left out of the equation?
I say it unequivocally. The region minister of region, whatever artist we label now, is unnecessary. I go back to what I said in early salvo. If a country now goes into interventionist agencies, then something is fundamentally wrong with the system of governance. Ordinarily, ministries should be the ones doing this routine job, but apparently ministries have failed. That's when interventionist group like this come in. My knowledge of our governance everywhere where there is sanity in their climb is such that when we have all these development commission, NDDC, you can even call it American Development Commission, they don't last for so long. They have time limits and they just go away, they ease out. But NDDC has been on for over 20 years, and of course we know what happens there. And NDDC, those in South have reasons to begrudge government because NDC has, I think, 9 states. Some of them are not part of South. Ondo State, Imo State.
They are oil producing states.
So it is just a state of confusion. I'm about to use one of Oba Egbon's language now, but I restrain myself because many of my students are listening. They listen a lot. I instruct them. Sometimes it's even a form of CA. Did you listen to the program today? Yes. And I'm saying that. So when we have this confusion left, right, center, okay, there will be South Development Council, Commission, Southeast, there will be Northeast. What are you talking about here?
No,
in
there's
NDDC.
NDDC. There's no South Development Commission.
Are they not meeting it?
No, I don't think it exists. What they have is the NDDC.
DC. But there is the Southeast.
You have Southeast Development Commission, Southwest, Northeast, but I don't think there is
I know you to be, I've read you forever, I've read your works, brilliant ever. I'm sure you will be that great literature student, very good English, but possibly a very poor math student. Now, in maths, we have what you call set theory, intersection. Take Imo, for example. Imo is among the Niger Delta Development Commission, one of them.
Yes.
Now, where will Imo now tilt towards? Will they remain in NDDC or they will now join the about to be created, if not created, SEDC, Southeast Development Commission? Who does that? So it is just confusion, going round in circle, making movement as a moving round, but not making any movement. We are not leaving one point to another. We just rigmarole, and it still captures what I said earlier from John Baptiste now. As in, the more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Where do you account for Ondo State if there will be a Southwest Development Council Commission? So on and on. This look, I fear for the president. I think he's doing more of what you call, it's not really governing in that sense, more of just rewarding people that possibly helped him to get there, and it won't last forever. Watergate comes to mind. Nixon didn't really commit any of it on his own, but his friends that he couldn't tame destroyed him. They destroyed him. Let me just put it that way. So if everything has to be around political patronage, you just have to settle people, because this is what it looks like. And governance should not be like that. If you have campaigned in poetry, flowery words, you govern in prose. Sometimes you have to call off some. You were in government, Dr. Abati. I'm sure you possibly stepped on some toes when you were in government, because you wouldn't just want to do certain things.
I'm always stepping on toes.
Oh, fine.
It's a daily
if that is what will ensure that the job, that is the truth. So it reeks of settlement. Okay, what brought about Ministry of Livestock? Because you just want, and what comes in again is maybe they are looking at 2027. God spare our lives. Is it because you want to win a second time? That's why first time just must be destroyed, must be so messy. Because in 18 months, I can say, if all we heard that, City Boy developed Lagos City, I don't, no pun intended now, City Boy is not doing Nigerian boy thing. No. If you keep doing things, if you keep governing this way, then it shows that there is no deep thinking in government. There is no deep thinking. We just keep going round and round and round, creating this just to settle some people, creating that. Okay, the Bianca aspect comes into it. Of course, some people have rebelled. Why should you? Of course, you should say yourself a Biafran. All this, Nigeria is very touchy. Emotions are still very raw because of what happened last year. And you imagine, but Bianca served under your principal. She was the then minister, ambassador to Spain. Today, if she serves in this government, she's serving Nigeria. But some people already, they've spinned it and they've given it all manner of coloration. Oh, it's because Tinubu wants to make an inroad into the southeast, and you don't rule this out in politics. In politics, you have every road leads to the bucket. So again and again, it does not look as though they really want to govern or are governing well. And we can see what Nigeria looks like right now. Although I will not always put all at the feet of the federal, because when there are items on the concurrent list, it's incumbent on state governors. This week again, it's been very busy for me. I discussed with some friends in my circle how that, look, it's always easy to point out, oh, when Jonathan was there, they borrowed this, Buhari borrowed that. You've forgotten that the say, let me use that word now, that Nigeria accrue way over almost 100 trillion now, if not more than that. You think it's only federal government that goes out there to borrow? State governors or government, they go to the National Assembly, get sovereign guarantee, and they borrow as well. But we not hear all this. We only see that is the federal government borrowing everything. No. So what are the state governments equally doing with items on the concurrent list? I will always refer to what Ambode did. Nigeria started to recession in 2016-17, but Ambode had enough foresight to have gone in partnership with the Kebbi state government, and there was lake rise. At least the sting biting there was a bit ameliorated because of Ambode's step. But how many states going to do this?
Okay, I would like you. I mean, sports is something that is of great interest to many Nigerians, and there are persons who have been saying, "Well, why scrap the Ministry of Sports, or rather, why, transfer the functions to the National Sports Commission?" Well, some people say, after all, Dr. John Eno, Minister of Sports, was doing very well. Some people also say, why is it that Ogun State alone has 4 ministers? Because if you look at the final list of ministers now, Ogun State is blessed with 4 ministers.
He's blessed.
Well, I mean, well. We know that the
you
people
are not
from
even doing your
State,
Egba way, because I know you to be that Egba man. I know you.
we know that people from Ogun State are very talented, gifted. But how do you explain for one state taking 4 slots?
Blessed.
Yes. We're very talented people. Well, if you may just address those 2 issues.
Fine. Again, the sports dimension, the sport angle to it still tells of how confused we've been. And it's not peculiar to this government. I think it cuts across. When Nigeria got our highest ranking ever in FIFA, 5th in 1994, as the 5th best playing football playing nation in the world, then we had the Sports Commission. The name eludes me now. I think Dr. I hope I remember. Not Dr. Alex Akinleye. I think it was
Isaac Akioye.
Is it Akioye? Yes, I think it's Akioye. He headed the Sports Commission then. There was no sport ministry. And we knew, we witnessed, we experienced a level of growth. We made impact on world stage, getting as high as number 5 in the world. Today, the ranking that came out yesterday, Nigeria is number 36. And this is the 3rd time the Sports Commission will come back to life. It does not tell of how serious or consistent we are. It's like we do things just knee-jerk reaction. We only go on the spur of the moment. Okay, John Eno, after the fiasco of Paris, when we didn't win, just one, not even a bronze, felt, let's start building towards 2028 in Los Angeles. Now I'm sure Shehu Diko, who is purely a football man, who heads the Sports Commission right now, may not think in that direction. He may have to start from scratch. And you can see that already we are even almost late for 2028 Olympics. You see, I saw a documentary years back about, I know why China would dominate forever in table tennis, ping pong. I saw different categories from age 5 to 6, as in they were in their hundreds training them. So when these ones go out there, they will be natural world beaters. But we will wait till maybe a month to win an Olympic medal. That's just laughable. So Sport Commission is here now. Okay, they will make inroad, they will make some advancement, because Sport Commission implies that they will go deep, the grassroots. They start again. But for how long? This is the 3rd time it is coming back. At the point where it's like government is just trying what they call a EJ. Okay, Sport Ministry didn't work this time. Let's try Sport Commission. When Sport Commission fails again, let's go back to Sport Ministry. And that's not how to govern. That's not, you won't make anything big out of it. Oh, tonight, tomorrow, there are some big matches in club football on the international stage, because I'm a football buff myself. But these people, they are very, very tactful. They organize properly. They don't react just on the spur of the moment. But this is what we do here. Shehu Diko will come in with Sport Commission with an entirely different agenda, and it may not tell you what Sunday. In fact, why Dari was even removed, because Dari made a bit of impact when it was he started a kind of system whereby he assigned some athletes to some corporate bodies, and we saw what Tobi Amushon did, we saw what Sebrume did, we saw what Adekore in wrestling did, and many of them, because they were attached to particular bodies, organizations, and that took care of them. But when we now have a Sport Commission, it may not see things that way. So that is why we just will get, anytime we win anything on the world stage, you can tell that it was a fluke, because we can't repeat it. And what is the essence of winning it once, a flash in the pan, what you can't repeat? It only tells that they just got it. So the Sport Commission coming in, it ordinarily should be celebrated, but you can almost tell that down the line it will go back to Sport Ministry. Then we start from ground zero again. For how long? 64 years of inconsistency.
Okay. I get your point about criticism and some of the issues you have raised. But you will recall that before President Tinubu took this decision, there was a central delivery coordination unit led by Adiza Bala Usman.
Oh, yes.
That did an evaluation of the performance of the ministers and submitted a report. And we're told that what has been done now is based on the report by that central, performance delivery coordination unit. So, are you saying that delivery coordination unit did not do a good job in your own estimation?
If what Bala Adiza Mohammed submitted controverted what Tinubu told us with Steve's report, then there is a huge gap. If what she submitted to the president is what they've just executed, then I'm sorry. Why did he raise the hopes of Nigerians that he was going to implement Steve's report, the recommendations? Oh, merge many things, let some of them go, bring some ministries together, and all they gave us this impression. Femi Gbajabiamila almost swore on his mother's grave that in 12 weeks they will look into it and they'll start implementing. So if there are incongruities, then there is a problem somewhere. So they may almost make a mess of what Bala Adiza meant, because you had this. Nigerians were not easily, we didn't over celebrate when the fact that we had that, okay, they will really downside, because Steve did a very good job with the report, the recommendations. If we just take a part of it and we are there to do the recommendations strictly, I think Nigeria governance will be moderate in their outlook. You find it as in insulting when you see them go out in
Dr. Adebayo, when you refer to the Steve Oronsaye report, what Steve Oronsaye's report was, putting across majorly is to reduce the size of governance, the cost of governance.
True.
Now, about 2 days after President Tinubu reshuffled the cabinet, he came up with an announcement that, look, as a way of saving costs, no minister should go about with more than 3 vehicles and not more than 5 security details, 4 policemen and 1 DSS. So the president himself is aware.
Do you believe that, Dr. Abati? Do you sincerely believe that you took away 5 ministers, sacked them, and replaced them with 7? It doesn't tally. If you really meant to do what he just said, 5 ministers are going, maybe just 1. Merge ministries. Many of them are just okay. There is the bill almost passing through the second or third reading now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu University of Language. How many of our universities right now are really healthy? Not too long ago, though, I don't bite too much into ranking of university, because to me it's just popularity contest. Universities are too grave to be ranked. What are the parameters of measurement? But if at all, as we're not considering that it was necessary, the highest ranked Nigerian university was maybe 800. If they said, I think maybe one of them. The others were far below 1,000. So if all you think we need now is to still bring in more university, then you are not sincere when you now give the impression that your ministers should not go out with more than this number of people, your vice president, it's like just on your tongue. It is not from your heart. And they've proven this again and again. You know what? I think many of them just lack what you call EQ now. emotional AI rather, emotional intelligence. They lack it in a way. You empathize. When you tell me that I should do this, let me see you also do it. At least if not everything. If you buy an Escalade in the billions jet, you came in, you were a rich man before you came in. It won't cost you if you use one of your private jets, just to tell Nigerians that I feel your pains. Ben Gardner did something last year or 2 years ago now. At least for once, even if it is just as in disguising, it was still commendable. I'm not going to collect anything as a former governor. Already I'm a senator. Can you just please do that? Otherwise, you will just be deceiving people. And this is not the time to, you've deceived us enough. I must say that.
Okay. On that note, Dr. Adebayo, let us take a quick commercial break. And when we return, we'll give other people the opportunity to be part of this conversation. After all, what we're discussing concerns us all. Government saying it wants greater efficiency, and President Tinubu has reshuffled his cabinet, moved things around. Will it serve our purpose? You can be part of this conversation by calling us on 0700 1051 1051. You can also send us a WhatsApp message at 0909 916 4403. And you can also engage with us via social media accounts at City 1051 on Zoom, Instagram, and Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The same flavor.
Extreme poverty. Totally unacceptable.
Same on the edge experience.
Why is it that an average policeman would rather want to work in EFCC than work in SFU? The original department that should be the mother department of the EFCC. We are a very delusional set of people.
City Talks with Ruben Abati.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed in the course of this program do not represent that of City 1051 FM. The station, therefore, is not liable to any legal action that may result from the program.
Welcome back to City Talks with Ruben Abati here at City 1051 FM. And our guest is still Dr. Moses Adebayo, and we've been discussing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent cabinet reshuffle with him. And he has raised quite a number of points. But at this point, we'd like to throw the lines open. And as I said earlier, you can join us by calling in at 07001051 1051. And you can also join us via WhatsApp at 0909 916 4403 and via social media at City 1051. Well, who's going to go first? I see that Ibrahima has his hand up on Zoom. If we can have Mr. Fox Ibrahima to join us very quickly via Zoom. Thank you for joining us, Ibrahima, and congratulations on your recent celebration and recognition by your alma mater in the United Kingdom. Congratulations. And you know, of course, that recognition has serious implications.
Implications. Semi Doc, good afternoon. And
congrats, yeah.
I'm happy to be here again. I'm still in London. I'll be coming back this weekend. So thank you for the acknowledgement. Now back to the business of the day. Well, let me be very honest and say I align with most of the presentations by our guest speaker, most of the positions he has taken. And just to put it very mildly, the cabinet reshuffle was not far-reaching. That's the truth. We had done a previous, meeting on this at the editorial meeting, Niger Times. We discovered that when we, did a review of Tinubu's performing ministers, there were no more than 10. They were actually no more than 10. I can list them, but It's neither here nor there now. I mean, that's been overtaken by events. So from a cabinet size of 47, I think,
45, now 48.
Now 48, because 7 instead the 5 dropped, 7, appointed. So instead of reducing the number was actually going up. So talking about cost of governance, I don't think we are doing enough in that area. Mr. President needs to do a lot more. When we say lead by example, they are not communicating by example, as Utoka Obagona put it when the Information and Orientation Minister, some members of the media team visited him in Lagos. They visited Arise News. He says they should communicate by example. You can't tell us to be, tightening our belt because of the harsh economic environment. And you see all our ministers, those in the National Assembly, the presidency, they're all living very life. So, life is hard now in Nigeria, whether I want to accept it or not. So it is expected that people will make sacrifice, even at the highest levels of government. But they are not doing that. Let them give us the evidence. Okay? Now, the ministers that are not performing, they are about 37. Whether Minister of State or substantive minister, the senior minister. So those that are doing well, we know them. We can count them on our fingertips, about 10 fingertips. So, Mr. President, my message is you need to rejig that cabinet further and reduce the number. Okay? Some appointments and new ministries or agencies were created for political expediency. We understand that game. Okay? 2027 is also in view. Then secondly, why collapse tourism with culture and the creative economy? No, that's not strategic. Tourism should stand on its own. Tourism is a big industry, just like sports. All over the world, sports and tourism, they are very big, especially tourism. So, and Nigeria has, when we say Nigeria is the greenest nation in Africa, tourism is one of that components. Agriculture is the second component of that greenness. So I think tourism, I don't know how that recommendation was made to Mr. President, but I think Mr. President should rethink that decision. Tourism, look at the number of touristic sites we have in Nigeria. Edo State alone, by the last research I did, there are over 80. Edo State alone. Now, what Calabar Carnival used to do for us is to attract people from all over Africa, in fact, and the rest of the world. There's also carnival in Akukwe local government area. You'll be surprised at the number of foreigners that go there every December. What about the Kebbi International Fishing Festival? I can cite so many examples. But most of these facilities are dead. We can revive deliberately. We have to be intentional about tourism development. And then finally, the sports thing. There's some things I won't say here about the new chairman of the National Sports Commission. But again, government, when they make decisions, I think they're well-intentioned. We'll see what will come out of, this, the National Sports Commission under, Diko's leadership. But I believe he is experienced, no doubt. But if I were to make a nomination, I would probably have thought about it differently. Thank you very much, Dr. Fox.
Well, thank you very much, Ibrahima Foxy. Just honored with the University of Roehampton Alumni Award. Again, congratulations. When you get back home, we would see to the implications. Well, very quickly, looks like we have a caller on the line. Hello?
That won't be Dr. Moses today.
No, but I thought I saw a call on the line. Someone trying to call him. Well, we'll still be expecting that call, but very quickly. Now, some Nigerians are cautious about this reshuffle. Some are hopeful. Now, what will you say to those people who are cautious? But if we have that caller on the line, can we take that call very quickly before I go back to Dr. Moses? Yes? Hello, your name, your location. Please keep it brief.
Good afternoon, please. My name is Ade from Mumbai. On what we are discussing, I think we may call the government some slack. Most of the time when we discuss, does it mean there is no any positivity as we go along? It seems everybody wants to just say something to give this coloration. Sir, the 5-7, you will recall that Better Edu was sometimes said down.
Please, hello, if you can hear me, Mrs. Adeoye, could you turn down the volume of your radio so that we can hear you clearly in the studio? There is some noise in the background.
It's completely off. Maybe it's echo from
Okay.
the room.
Please go ahead.
Is it better now?
Please go ahead.
Okay. I try to reference that many people, most of us comment, we are always referring to 5 and 7. And I said, a lot of the labor minister and the Better Edu that were suspended before, or that were hanging, not suspended, sorry for my language. So that means it's 7-7. Again, just with the Minister of Finance told us that from what we know, our foreign reserve, it is clear to us that it is in a solid state before. And it's now 40 billion. So there are some possibilities we can be looking at. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. Well, Dr. Moses, just for you to respond quickly to those two interventions.
Yeah, thank you.
Although it looks like there's another caller on the line.
Okay.
Let's take that too. Yes, quickly. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon. Your name, your location.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Yes.
Good morning to your guest.
Thank you.
You see, Dr. Abati, it is easier said than done. You see, just to condemn everything is easier. Or unless you are sitting on the chair, that you won't know where to pinches. For instance, so people cannot just condemn like that. Look, if just like the last caller said, the foreign whatever has just been increased to 40 billion, and a lot of debt that were in old. A lot of companies to run away from this country, they are now repaid. And the idea of a regional ministry, it is not just South region that exists in this country. Nigeria was a regional government before they brought up presidential system by Obasanjo. Where in region, the Western region was made and built to be a very vibrant state from the produce of cocoa, not oil. So Nigeria is made of regions. So it's not South region that exists alone in Nigeria. There are many regions in this country. So the idea of making it a Ministry of Regional Development is a very good one that's inclusive, not just Nigeria data alone. So the idea of just condemning everything. The states that, like your guest rightly said, is a lot of states are not doing anything. And because that's why Lagos is over congested in Abuja. People create crises in south and rush to Lagos. Create Boko Haram in the north and rush to Lagos. So Lagos and one or two others are the ones there in the front. So let us now the government is playing with the other state police already. So the idea of this kidnapping will not exist if Obasanjo has not destroyed the toll gate, everything. And Umahi, look at Calabar is picking up, but the Sokoto road is picking up. So don't let us condemn everything. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Well, back to you, Dr. Moses.
Some clarification was made here. I am not in that man given to extreme views. No, even Hitler, who is noted to be the most notorious war criminal in history, will be remembered forever for Volkswagen and a few things he did. So you have two good things you do. The executive arm of government in a presidential system is always by delegation. the president, of course, appoints, but he appoints and he supervises virtually all the ministries. He appoints them after all. At the end of the day, it will be an aggregation of the performance of these ministers that we used to remember. If I use that, if I sound colloquial now, your government. Oh, it could be said that I go again to your principal, not because I'm here. At least I can remember readily Makion Additional, which is a superstar on the global stage today. Michael, let me try as well. But Naji, although politically somehow something happened. If you go further back, I'm never a fan of Obasanjo, but at least you had the El Rufais, you had the Konjo Iweala, and some ministers that they stood out. That's why I would say back to what our friend in the UK said. You don't need 15 ministers to be, that would be Eldorado, and that would be unrealistic. If 10 ministries will work perfectly in your own time, in your own regime, you are good to go. You are good to go. If power is fixed today, if that's the only thing, okay, 20 years down the line, under Tinubu, it became a thing of the past that we have power outage. That's good enough to remember you. We won't remember you because all your 50 minutes are performed. America will ape presidentially now. They have just 18 secretaries. And they didn't even label them secretaries just to downplay that it is not a big deal. That's why they call them ministers. 18 secretaries. And they're a federal state like Nigeria. In fact, we ape them in virtually everything. Oh, that we don't ape them. We don't copy them very well. So what we're saying is that if we complain that things are tight, you want us to downsize, you want us to fast, then you must not be seen to be living in opulence. Big minister, 48 ministries implies that you are wasting money. I'm not, you won't tell me that Wike, what's the name now, Keyamo, Tunji Ojo, and a few of them, they are doing, they give reasons for you to say that, there is hope. And it happens in all ministries. No matter how bad the government is, there's always be condemned Abacha forever and ever. I can remember some ministers, maybe Anthony Ani was not bad. I remember he even had this story with Western Union Money, with his Union MoneyGram now. But that aside, what I'm just saying is that no matter IBB had some of the best minds as ministers, yet IBB, of course, we know what he represents in Nigeria today. So we go on and on. We are not here saying that they are all, but they can do better. They can do better. No Nigerian today. You don't go to an APC supermarket, as somebody said, or you go to a PDP petition. It's biting hard. I have someone very close to me. This is a guy that is doing well, a younger brother. Let me put it that way. But today he goes to the petrol station with his drivers. He does. That's how tight things are. And this is a government that should provide succor, and they're not doing that. So we have to just say it the way it is. Some ministers are doing well, but not enough. If the ones that should really affect our lives are the ones that are still left and they are dwindling, then you didn't go deep enough to really shake your cabinet. You only did it because just let me give them what they want to hear, and that's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Okay, let me take this call, this message from Adeboyega Adedeji via WhatsApp. He says Nigeria is in desperate need of patriotic leaders. That is what the nation is lacking. Leaders that can win the hearts of the people and make the people believe in their country, in deeds and in practice. We are in debt of such leaders. That is why we are here where we are today. Patriotism is contagious. When people see the patriotism in their leaders in ensuring good governance, they tend to follow the same path and strive to make a change. When leaders are not practicing what they preach, living by example,